Source A. A brief account of the destruction of the Indies is a narrative written by the Spanish Dominican friar priest Bartolomé de las Casas in 1542. Las Casas worked in the Indies to peacefully convert Native Americans to Christianity. He sent this account to Prince Philip II of Spain after serving in the colonies for over 40 years. The native people of the Indies are the most trusting, the most devoid of wickedness, the most obedient and faithful to their native masters and to the Spanish Christians whom they serve. They are, by nature, the most humble, patient, and peaceable, holding no grudges. Yet into this land of meek outcasts there came some Spaniards who immediately behaved like ravening wild beasts, wolves, tigers, or lions that had been starved for many days. The island of Hispaniola, once so populous, has now a population of barely 200 persons. The island of Cuba is now almost completely depopulated. San Juan and Jamaica are now deserted and devastated. All the people were slain or died after being taken into captivity and brought to the land of Hispaniola to be sold as slaves. The Christians committed other acts of force and violence and oppression, which made the Indians realize that these men had not come from heaven. And some of the Indians concealed their foods, while others concealed their wives and children, and still others fled to the mountains to avoid the terrible actions of the Christians. The Indians began to seek ways to throw the Christians out of their lands. They took up arms, but their weapons were very weak and of little service in offense and still less in defense. And the Christians, with their horses and swords and pikes, began to carry out massacres and strange cruelties against them. They attacked the towns and spared neither the children, nor the aged, nor pregnant women, nor women in childbed, not only stabbing them and dismembering them, but cutting them to pieces, as if dealing with sheep in the slaughterhouse. They took infants from their mothers' breasts, snatching them by the legs and pitching them head first against the crags, or snatched them by the arms and threw them into rivers, roaring with laughter and saying as the babies fell into the water, "Boil there, you offspring of the devil!" After the wars and the killings had ended, when usually there survived only some boys, some women, and children, these survivors were distributed among the Christians to be slaves. The distribution was made according to the rank and importance of the Christian to whom the Indians were allocated, one of them being given 30, another 40, still another 1 or 200.